Hey, just wanted to throw out a real quick disclaimer. This video is more of a proof of concept video for the idea, so it might have been a little rushed in some areas. I will be making another one, not sure about which ship, so I'd appreciate some suggestions in the comments below, and I hope you enjoy this. Also, all footage came from Sissy on this video because I am #poor and can't afford to be losing ships all the time. So again, I hope you guys enjoy, and let me know what you think in the comments below. Today we're going to be looking at the Sacrilege. The Sacrilege is a Amarr heavy assault cruiser that features high armor resist and powerful missile systems. Let's quick take a look at the bonuses this ship has. The Sacrilege features an impressive lineup of bonuses. First off, in the heavy assault cruiser bonuses per skill level, 10% bonus to missile and heavy assault missile max velocity, and 5% bonus to the launch rate of light, heavy, and heavy assault missiles. Bonuses for Amarr cruiser per skill level are 4% for each armor resist as a bonus, and 5% to heavy and heavy assault missile damage. The final bonus, that is a roll bonus for all heavy assault cruisers, is a 50% reduction in the signature radius penalty when using a micro warp drive. Now let's talk about the fitting of the Sacrilege. First to notice is the 6 high slots you have. You'll notice that you have 5 launcher slots, so that leaves you a utility high. Personally, I prefer to use that for a medium neutralizer. Then the flexibility of the 4 mid slots on the Sacrilege. Personally, I prefer to have a prop mod, a capacitor mod, and 2 tackles mods, being a scram and a web. Next, we have to notice the low slots, 5 lows, giving this the option for an impressive tank. And then the rigs. 2 rig slots is standard with all Tech 2 ships. Another unique thing about the Sacrilege is its drone bay. For a missile system ship, this has an impressive 100 meters cubed drone bay, allowing you to fit a full flight of lights, a full flight of mediums, and some spares. I personally prefer to have 6 medium drones and fill the rest with my light drones. Alright, well, we know what the fitting capabilities of the Sacrilege are now, and we know what its skills are, so what kind of threat does this ship pose on grid? First off, we're going to rank this in 6 categories, 4 main and 2 secondary. The 4 main is tank, maneuverability, offense, and flexibility. The 2 secondary is its overall threat that it poses to you, and what is the probability that this ship is bait? Or, how well can it be used as bait? First off, tank, it gets a high. Because of its skill bonus for 4% armor resist, that makes this ship very commonly brick tanked, and very good at being a frontline, hard to take out, brawling ship. The maneuverability on the Sacrilege, as with most armor ships, is fairly lacking due to its low base speed and the fact that most rigs and plates affect speed negatively on this ship. So for maneuverability, moderate at best. Now it's offense. With its 5 launcher slots and its drone capabilities, along with the fact that it can fit 2 tackle mods, its offense is fairly decent for a cruiser. However, cruisers are mainly attack platforms, so when compared to other cruisers, the Sacrilege gets a moderate attack capability. The flexibility of fitting with the Sacrilege, in that how can you mess with the fits, how can you make weird fits with it, is fairly low. The skills lock it into a missile ship, considering there are no turret hardpoints. There is very little flexibility in the mids for extra tackle or E-War. Alright, time for the overall threat assessment of the Sacrilege. When you see a Sacrilege, I would consider it a moderate threat. Usually the Sacrilege, since it's a good mainline ship, if you see 1 or 2 Sacrileges just hanging out, odds are there's a fleet behind it. These are not very common solo ships, however they can be effective solo, and their tank makes it very difficult to take them on in a 1v1, as they have a high durability and a long survivability. Next category, bait probability. Critical on the Sacrilege. Because of its tank and its ability to survive for so long, it makes it a very common bait ship. But since its attack is only moderate for a cruiser, people often jump on top of it, not thinking about if it's bait. So if you're going to use it for bait, it is often going to be very effective. But also, be wary. If you see another one, odds are it's bait. Now let's look at some things to watch out for when you're flying around in your Sacrilege. Ships I would avoid engaging at all costs is anything that's kitey, such as a long-range caracal. I mean, those, if you can get on top of them and tackle them, really any kitey ship, if you can get on top of them and tackle them reliably, then you'll win the fight. But if they start kiting you out, you do not have the range with your missiles to force them off, nor do you have the DPS to take out them if they have decent tank at that range. Next ship to avoid is the high local tank ships. I'm looking at the Myrmidon, the Vagabond, and the Deimos specifically. Those ships have a very high tank locally that they can out-rep your damage pretty much all day. With your 1 newt in the highs, odds are you're not going to be able to newt them out effectively enough to put pressure on them until they take you out first. Thirdly, I would avoid Tech 3 cruisers. With the rebalance, they have a high local tank and very good DPS, and will pose a significant threat to you when you're solo. Next, let's talk about what should you engage. I would say a fair fight would be taken between any of the other heavy assault cruisers, of course, avoiding the Deimos and the Vagabond. I would also suggest taking out any solo T1 cruisers, or even in a group. You could probably take on a small gang of Tech 1 cruisers. They're good. They're light. They're cheap. Most people don't tank them out very well because they can't really tank that well. Destroyers are also a good ship that you can probably engage. Your application will suffer, so be wary of that. If there's a large gang, maybe avoid it. But if it's a small gang, go have some fun. Risk it. And then battle cruisers. Minus the Myrmidon and probably the Brutix. I would avoid the Brutix because that thing will get up in your face. You cannot outmaneuver that Brutix. And the Myrmidon will out-tank you all day. Alright, that has been my assessment of the Sacrilege as a combat heavy assault cruiser. If you have any comments, recommendations, or things that I missed, drop them in the comments below. Please do. Start a conversation with people. Talk to people about this fit. If you have any ideas for the next ship to do, please let me know. As I mentioned before, this is more of a proof of concept video, and I'll probably be doing more. Not really sure what ship I want to do next, but I want to see if people want to see more of this style of video. So let me know what your thoughts are in the comments below. If you liked it, of course, hit that like button. If you want to see more, hit that subscribe button. I'd love to see you around the community a little bit more. The fight going on in the background is just really not that eventful. There's a Barghest, there's a Rorqual, then there was a carrier. I just tanked the carrier for a while on my own. I think the guy was triple boxing. But the carrier wasn't fit very well, so I managed to tank it for quite some time, actually. And it only had 2 combat fighters and a flight of sirens. So I should have been doing like 1500 DPS in my book, but apparently wasn't doing that much, or I was just tanking it, which is pretty impressive for this ship. It was on Sissy, again, as I also mentioned before, just because I'm not rich, and I don't have a lot of time to go out roaming in TQ yet. Maybe during the school year I'll have more time. So thank you guys for watching again.